Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Estee McCrawly coming with another video. This time we got some more double battles here on the battle spot, and I've created a new team. I'm done with the Mega Metagross team, and this new team is, I guess you could say, centered around Mega Charizard Y. Not in the same fashion that my singles team was centered around the Mega Metacham, or my last doubles team was uh, centered around Mega Metagross, but the Mega Charizard Y offers some great support to the team with the sunlight. So uh, my team, the six of them, you can see four of them are here on the screen. We have Hitmontop, Roserade, Politoed, Excadrill, and the two that aren't there are Charizard holding the the Charizardite Y, and Clefairy. So um, pretty much, like, and you can say, oh, you have Politoed as well. Yes, it's a dual weather team. You'll see a little bit about why it works so well, and you'll notice that there aren't really any tanks. This is more like a really offensive team. I mean, Clefairy, it's holding the Eviolite. Uh, Politoed is max special defense, but it's a little team that I put together. These battles, they're free battles. They were just some battles I had for fun testing out the team. They're not necessarily the most competitive battles, but I have these battles to show you guys like some of the mechanics of the team, how the team works and stuff, so that you can see like the combos that I'm going to use, like what works well on the team and good combos. So I'm not really going to talk too much about my opponent's team and the team preview and stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and show this footage and talk to you a little about why I did what I did and stuff like that. So I start off with Hitmontop and Roserade. My opponent goes with Talonflame and Garchomp. So this is perfect because I do get the Intimidate off, which is going to, they're both physical attackers, hopefully. But Hitmontop also holds the Assault Vest, so he's a little bit, like, he's not really that tanky, but he's just a little tankier. So I go for the Fake Out here onto the Talonflame instead of the Garchomp, and I went for the Energy Ball into the Garchomp slot just to get some damage off, and we see it does decent damage to the Umbreon. This thing is like full offense right here. Here you're gonna see it's a awesome tech move that I got on it right here. So I switch in the Politoed here specifically to get the rain up. And so I was kind of thinking, what's he gonna Brave Bird into? And I was like, he's probably gonna Brave Bird into the Hitmontop more than the Roserade. So I did predict correctly, which is a big help. And so here, he's gonna take a bunch of damage, but with Roserade, I go with Weather Ball. So in case you guys don't know what this does, it changes with the weather. It's base 50, and you see it's super effective right there. It's base 50, and if it's normal type, but if there's weather up, the power doubles to 100, and its type changes. So since it was rain, it changed to the water type. If it's sunny, it's going to change to the fire type, and so it's going to be base 100 plus. So that was base 100 plus. It was water type, so it got 50% damage increase. So it's pretty much like 150 damage for being in the rain. So same thing with if I used it in the sun, it'd become the fire type, and you get the 50% bonus from the sun. So that was awesome. You saw the Umbreon used Moonlight. It only got 25% since it was in the rain instead of normal or even under sun. So another nice bonus. Not going to make too much of a difference. So Politoed does carry the Citrus Berry. It's really bulky because I mainly have it bulky just so it can stick around to help switch the weather as needed. So he's doing a pretty good job with his bulk. The Umbreon over here isn't too much of a big deal to me, so I'm focusing more of the Kingscon. So, and just so you guys know, like in this instance right here, the stab move I have on Roserade is Energy Ball, which is base 90, but Weather Ball is base 100. Plus, it's not stab, but it gets the 50% bonus from the rain, so it's actually more powerful to go for a Weather Ball than it is to go for an Energy Ball. So that's why I go for the Weather Ball and the Scald, since he's probably not going to have Protect, and the Umbreon is not a big threat. So he goes for the Foul Play. I mean, like I said, these aren't really the most competitive teams. I'm just kind of showing you the mechanics of the team, things I was doing as I was playing with the team at first. So he's going to bring back in the Garchomp, which will take neutral damage from my Weather Ball, and it's perfect because I get the Hitmontop back in. They're just going to intimidate this Garchomp, and I'm going to be able to close combat this Umbreon. So I go for the safe Fake Out onto the Garchomp, since I'm pretty sure a Water Ball wouldn't be able to one-shot it anyways. And so he flinches, and I get the Energy. I go for Energy Ball instead of Weather Ball, and it does. I get the crit, so the crit mattered. I'll tell you guys that much. I'm pretty sure. I don't know how that thing was EV'd or IV'd. So he's just going to keep going for double teams, and I'm like, well, this is fine. We saw how much the Energy Ball did. A Weather Ball might be able to take it out, and a close combat definitely will. And we do land the close combat, so we'll have to deal with the evasiveness shenanigans, and it's going to be a nice win. So I'm going to say this now, just so you guys know, Hitmontop's probably one of my favorite Pokemon, because it gets Fake Out, it gets access to Wide Guard, it gets access to Quick Guard, it has Intimidate, it's got some nice versatility. So it's really a Pokemon that I like, something I'll probably be using a lot more on future doubles teams that I build. So that was like the first battle. We're just going to go ahead. You're going to see he's got Dark right here. This guy had a few Megas on his team, or I mean, not Megas, a few Legendaries on his team, which isn't the end of the world. But you guys are going to see some other cool tactics that I got with this team. So I lead with Clefable, or Clefairy, and Hitmontop. And I'll tell you guys now, I also, what's cool about using less common Pokemon, less common moves, is people don't know what they do. So turn one, I mean, he's obviously going for the Dark Void. It doesn't take a genius to figure that out. So I go for the Fake Out, and I use, you guys you probably don't even know what this does. Misty Terrain. Uh, in a nutshell, Dragon type moves have their damage reduced by 50%, and status moves cannot or do not work. Like, they fail. So if he goes for Dark Void, it'll fail. It'll say these Pokemon are protected by the Misty Terrain, the Misty Veil. So here, I go for the Faint in case he was going to go for the Protect. And you see he's going to go for Dark Void. It misses Hitmontop, and you're going to see Clefairy sounds itself with a Protective Mist. So, and that affects all Pokemon on the field, not just yours. So I get this Moonblast off. We take care of Darkrai, and we're immune. And he's also immune to status type moves. Confusion, no. Taunt, no. Stuff like that, no. But what the game calls volatile status: paralysis, burn, freeze, poison. So I go ahead and switch out my Clefable, or Clefairy, excuse me, to, because he's probably going to go for, I was predicting a Steel type move into that slot. Shedinja was an easy takedown. We actually see X Scissor, and he goes into the Hitmontop slot, and Scissor's not intimidated, so it still does decent damage, we could say. So now we see Greninja, and here I say this is perfect because I have Charizard. I believe I have Charizard in the back and Hitmontop to take care of these two Pokemon. So I just go for Protect here with Roserade, because I didn't want to like get double targeted or get hit by an Ice Beam and take a bunch of damage. You can see Clefairy is really bulky Pokemon. But here I just go for the Follow Me to redirect, because I'm sure I can take a hit from each of these Pokemon, and I can take care of the Greninja with an Energy Ball. Roserade's really strong. I mean, hidden OP. It's got like 95 base special attack, I think. It's really strong. So that's another threat taken care of right there. And he's going to bring in he's going to hit into the Clefairy. So the Misty Terrain only lasts for 5 turns. It doesn't affect the weather either. You can have Misty Terrain and a weather up on the field at the same time. So it works well with this team. I just figure it's more for like those teams that like to spam Thunder Wave to take care of Dark Void, Smeargle, stuff like that. So it's pretty nice. Also, if your opponent, like, I don't really have much to take care of dragons on this team, just because the Misty Terrain can or reduces the damage dealt by 50%, which is a lot. So now for that, like here, I want my Clefable to go down just to like practice another mechanic up for my team. So, like I said, I have Charizard in the back. One thing that sucks about Charizard, or why it would be better to run Ninetales instead of Charizard, is because Charizard I have to Mega Evolve. So if I just had Ninetales sitting in the back, I could bring it in, and it'd automatically have Drought. So that's the only, or not, yeah, Drought. So that's kind of the only thing that sucks with having Charizard, is I can't just switch it in to bring up the sun. I have to Mega Evolve it and then take it out and then have it to be able to switch in. But I protect here just to show off this last mechanic, just to kind of practice it a little bit. So like I was saying last battle, with Weather Ball in the sun, it becomes the Fire type. So that's a 100 base power plus sun boosted, 4 times effective. In other words, it just forced this Scissor. So that's gonna be that one was a pretty easy battle. I mean, I was able to neutralize the Dark Void from the Darkrai, and that kind of sealed up the deal since he couldn't put me to sleep. That's obviously what teams with Dark Void rely on, is putting Pokemon to sleep. And then from there on, I was pretty much an easy battle. So that's why I have the dual weather. With the dual weather, I can get water type Weather Ball, essentially with base power 150, a fire type with essentially base power 150, with that's with the weather boost, and then the energy ball. So I mean, I got some great coverage right there. So we're just gonna go ahead and move on to the last. This is just gonna be the last battle that I'm gonna put on. Just kind of showcase the mechanics. Interestingly enough, this was a full dragon team my opponent had, all dragons, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting. And I mean, obviously, like I said, I don't really have too much to deal with dragons. They're Politoed has Ice Beam, and Clefairy has Moonblast. Funny thing, I was considering whether I want to put on Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast, and here I was like, this would have been better to put on. In this battle, it'd be better to have Dazzling Gleam on, because then I'd be able to hit both. So, he goes for Thunderwave turn 1. Unfortunately, before I can set up the Misty Terrain, but we're going to get it up now, so if he wants to go for any Dragon type moves, the damage is going to be halved, which is pretty much a big deal. And I'm going to switch out Hitmontop here. My Clefairy also has the ability Friend Guard, I believe it's called, and if I remember correctly, Politoed is going to take 75% damage. It takes 25% damage less. So, just an interesting side note. Clefairy is a pretty good support Pokemon. So here he's going to go for the Flamethrower. It gets its power decreased since we're in rain, and there's the Moonblast, which is going to do a nice amount of damage. So here he goes for Dragon Claw. He's intimidated, and the Misty Terrain, so you're going to see it does absolutely nothing, and that's a Salamence. So that's a pretty big deal. I don't have to worry about getting burned here since the Misty Terrain's up. I just go for the Ice Beam onto Salamence. Easy takeout. And then I just go for the Moonblast onto the Dragonair, which is not going to take it out, but I mean, I don't know if this thing's Eviolite or what. I mean, it could be like a support Pokemon. But he brings in the Haxorus, which is not going to be able to hurt me too bad. So you're going to see he goes for Iron Tail and misses. And you're going to see a Thunderwave here, and it's not going to affect me because the, what's it called? The Misty Terrain stuff. I was expecting him to go for a Dragon type move there, so that's why I went for the Encore. It's a nice another tech move that I have there. I can trap him into something, like if they go for Protect or Fake Out. So that's nice. Dragonair is gone. We're pretty much in control of this battle. I mean, Misty Terrain works perfect against an all-dragon team since all of his stab moves are going to be, not all, but the dragon stab moves are going to be 50% damage. So I go back into Hitmontop to get the Intimidate off since these are both physical attackers. And he's going to go for, we see it's the Mega Garchomp, which is probably better than the regular one so I don't take rough skin damage. But you're going to see the Dragon Claw come out right here. He's at -1, and we're in Misty Terrain. And that's a Mega Garchomp, guys. That's a Mega Garchomp. So he gets another unfortunate miss with Iron Tail. Wouldn't have done too much anyways. I get the Ice Beam off. Not enough to one-shot. This Politoed's is pure bulk. He doesn't have any physical, or I mean special attack investment. So the Misty Terrain's going to disappear. And he goes for Protect. I honestly thought this guy was a noob, to be honest. I have Feint on Hitmontop. One of the reasons why I like it. It can break through Protect. I was thinking that too. I was like, should I go for Feint or should I just go for the Fake? I'm like, no, he's probably not going to have Protect. So that's another option that I have just for the future. So there I go. In case you wanted to go for the double Protect, I go for it anyways. Just the Feint. And the Iron Tail is not going to do anything resisted. Gonna pop my citrus berry, and we're gonna. He goes for earthquake. Decent damage. He takes out the Hitmontop, which isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it's a free switch into my Clefairy, but I hit the Ice Beam and take care of the Scarchomp. So, I mean, things are going well. Like, no one knows what Misty Terrain does, so that's why he went for the Thunder Wave while Misty Terrain was up. That's why he's going for the Dragon type moves while Misty Terrain's been up. So the funny thing, I was thinking maybe I should go for a Follow Me here, but I didn't. I thought he'd go for an Iron Tail, so I was like, forget. I'll just go for the safe Moonblast. I didn't even bother setting up the Misty Terrain again. So that's enough to knock it out. Clefairy, not the strongest Pokemon, but Stab, super effective. Moonblast does some pretty nice damage. So that's kind of the mechanics of my team. I mean, you saw Clefairy with its support in one of the battles it was using Follow Me. It set up the Misty Terrain to protect from the Dark Void in that battle from the Thunder Wave, and also the Dragon type moves. You saw how Roserade interacts with the Politoed and the Mega Charizard Y. So that's pretty much how this team works. I mean, Excadrill is mainly there for if my opponent has like a Tyranitar or like a sand-based team. He has I don't remember if it's Sand Rush or Sand Veil. I don't remember which one I decided in the end. I haven't really that's why I haven't really used him, because that's mainly what he's for, is to deal with those kinds of teams. And just in case, because I needed like a Steel type, I got like a flying weakness, a psychic weakness. So I was like, Excadrill would be pretty nice to have on the team. But those are kind of the mechanics, kind of like the ideas, like the core of my team. It'd be like the weather with the Roserade and the Energy Ball and the Weather Ball. So Weather Ball is an interesting move, but the upcoming days I'm going to be doing some raiding battles with this new team so that you guys can see more of how this team interacts and stuff. But if you guys got any questions, go ahead and let me know. If you got any suggestions, let me know as well. If you got any ideas of how I can improve this team. But I kind of kept everything in mind. I'm pretty confident. I really like this team. It feels like a really fun team as well. So keep looking for, or in the upcoming days, I'm going to be coming with more double battles on the battle spot. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed my new team, learned a thing or two. If you have any, like I said, if you have any suggestions, let me know. If you guys want to have a battle, whether it's singles or doubles or triples, multi, whatever, go ahead and let me know. That's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.